Hey guys, my name is Rіз Wiliams. I am the Community Engagement Manager for Manchester City of Literature. Um, Sorry I couldn't be with you there live, but I'm delighted to still be able to contribute to your happenings, your events over in Lviv. Um, Hello from Manchester. Um, Let me just tell you a little bit about the work that we're doing around languages, around translation, around celebrating languages. So one of the biggest ways that we are engaging with the many languages that are spoken in Manchester, and to put a little bit of context to that, there's over 200 languages that are spoken in Manchester. Um, we put on a series of events for International Mother Language Day, which happens globally on the 21st of February. So the 21st of February next year, which will be also in 2021, so 21-21. It's going to be the fourth consecutive year that we've actually celebrated the event. And in 2019 and 2020, over 5,000 people engaged with the various activity across the city and the neighbourhoods. And the event was a celebration of these many languages that were spoken in Manchester and the cultural diversity that is one of the city's greatest strengths. So the event involved libraries, cultural venues, community groups, universities, schools, poets and writers. For 2021, we're going to increase the cultural content of the programme, and we are making international links with other UNESCO creative cities, particularly through online platforms. So I guess to give you a little bit of an overview of what we did last year, to give an insight into, I guess, how we explore language and translation and making sure that everybody feels a part of what's on offer in the city. We did lots of family events, family-friendly events, whether that be craft and performances or readings. We did discussions and workshops across Manchester. And again, something that is interesting is that half of all the adults and 4 in 10 young people in the city are actually multilingual. So if you think about it, that's a really, really big number of our population that actually speak a different tongue, a different language other than English. So for 2020, we did a series of events. We did North, South, East and West, which was an event at the International Gaskell Elizabeth House. And that event was really interesting because it was around hearing Elizabeth Gaskell's novels from a completely different perspective. For some people, it was about experiencing it for the first time. And the multinational volunteers who work at Elizabeth Gaskell House brought her work to life in languages from around the world, including Tamil, French and Spanish. So that was a really interesting event, just to, I guess, take the works of a seminal writer in Manchester, a really important writer in the history and legacy of Manchester, and find a way for it to have relevance to some of the people that are multilingual within our city. There was also, how do you say our kid in Kurdish, and other questions. So our kid is a term of endearment in Manchester. It's basically mate or brother or friend. So, how you doing, our kid? We did an event for with Multilingual Manchester at the Manchester Museum, and it was an evening of interactive games, of crafts and activities exploring the 200 languages spoken in our homes, our families and our city. And we had a multilingual shop, which is a little play shop for children. They labelled up the fruit and vegetables in their own languages, and we found out more about the names of our clothes, etc. And we tested our knowledge of where languages are spoken around the world, which languages are spoken in which place. And there was also a interactive artwork celebrating Manchester's multicultural streets and telling us, discussing what language means to us all as part of an instant photo exhibition. And there were also Q&A sessions with experts on child bilingualism and language in the asylum process. And also really practical things like equipping members of the public to actually register for a library card. And I think they're things that are really important that we often overlook. We did an event at Forum Library, which is in Wythenshawe, and that was around International Mother Language Day celebration. So we had readings in different languages from around the world, poetry readings, we had book readings, we had drumming lessons actually from Drum Roots, which is an African drum workshop. And I guess through the element of music and having drum roots as part of the project, it just, I guess, reinforced that music and other elements of culture are multilingual, they cross cultures. Yeah, we did a range of other different events. You know, we did Home is Our Happy Place, which was at North City Library, which explored what home means and the different nuances across cultures with regards to home. You know, what do you love about your home, and could you put this into words or dance? And there was an Indian dance group which kind of did some workshops for us, and it was about Indian dance and drum rhythms of traditional Kathak and Kankaran Maradan, sorry, and it was a kind of relaxing around the world story tent as we dress up and tell stories of our home in many different languages. So we did a range of different activities. For 2021, we're doing things a little bit differently this year, so we are going to be doing more international work. We've got some funding applications in to do some really exciting projects with diverse communities. So we've got a Cooking with Words project, which is going to be around pairing writers who write in a mother tongue other than English with a food establishment in Manchester, because Manchester is also a great city of food. And what will happen is those writers will produce poetry or short stories that explore that culture and its food. And we're going to do a small chat book, which we'll then distribute and share out to the many different communities that Manchester represents. So we're going to have a Somali writer on board. We are going to have an Indian writer on board, and we're going to have a Chinese writer on board for that particular project. So we're really excited about that. And in addition to that, we're going to be doing some more work, and hopefully we're going to be working with a partner international city, which is Slimani, to do some more work with them. But yeah, that's kind of what we do. So I think, firstly, the main thing I wanted to summarize with is saying that a big part of the work that we do is around, International Mother Language Day, but also a big part of that is connecting different organizations that work with different people from different cultures with each other, and kind of acting as a little bit of a hub, acting as a little bit of an anchor for the literature scene in Manchester. And we're going to be doing some more work through our upcoming Community Champions programme, whereby we pair communities with a community champion who looks like them, speaks their language, represents the culture that is prominent within a particular area. And together, they will co-design and co-deliver projects that will have a social impact and a benefit to that community in terms of the way that they engage with literature, how they access it, and allow them to access it on their own terms and have agency over the literature that they interact with. So yeah, these are my few thoughts. I hope this is helpful, and thank you very much for listening.